I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy.
Right. Shaq know deep down. He can take all the shots. Yeah, you got more money. Yeah, you're more famous than me. Yeah, you're more well-known. You're going to have way more money than I ever have. But nobody will ever say that I was lazy or I cheated myself.
Can I ask a spicy follow-up? What about with Shannon Sharpe?
Fried catfish.
What about?
What's going on with that right now?
No. In order to talk about certain things, you have to have G14 classification.
Quick random observation. I'm at Shaq house yesterday, right? Yo, this man is living like Neo. He got 4 white booties. One is in the kitchen cleaning, the other one is in the basement.
Shaq who, Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah.
Just when it seemed like the legal storm surrounding Shannon Sharpe had hit its peak, Matt Barnes may have stirred up even more controversy, this time with a shocking twist involving none other than Shaquille O'Neal. In a newly surfaced audio clip that's been making waves online, Barnes suggests that Shaq might have orchestrated a calculated move against Shannon as payback for their old feud. The bombshell? Allegedly, Shaq was willing to shell out serious cash to dig into Shannon's private life, just before that jaw-dropping $50 million lawsuit came to light. Now the internet is buzzing with speculation. Did Shaq really bankroll an OnlyFans model to set Shannon up? As the audio spread like wildfire, Barnes scrambled to control the narrative, claiming the recording was manipulated and not an accurate reflection of what was said. But many fans remain skeptical, especially given Shaq's track record for taking beefs to another level. After all, just last year he dropped an entire diss track targeting Shannon after a heated disagreement about Nikola Jokic's MVP recognition.
Shannon Sharpe, man, you're way beneath me. Your whole demeanor is faker than new rapper Beefy. You're soft. Before you get fly, you rather tweet me. I was in 3 different cars when you was in 3 feet.
Many are now speculating that Shaq might actually be capable of pulling off something this chaotic. Given his past tension with Shannon, some believe he could have been quietly pulling strings behind the scenes, plotting to bring Shannon down. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders have hinted that Shaq has easy access to OnlyFans models. Some even claim he keeps a few on standby. What really got people talking, though, is his own recent confession that he currently lives with 4 white girlfriends, which only adds more layers to the swirling controversy.
How long does it take you to learn every angle, though?
I don't know. I got 4 white girls now, so I'm just trying to, go back and forth.
Just as Shannon Sharpe found himself drowning in a $50 million lawsuit filled with explosive claims, ranging from sexual assault allegations to race play messages and ties to a 19-year-old OnlyFans model, an old audio clip resurfaced that might change everything. In that recording, a voice sounding strikingly like Matt Barnes suggests Shaquille O'Neal was quietly plotting Shannon's downfall. According to the clip, Shaq was allegedly offering serious cash to anyone who could dig up dirt on Shannon, all while urging those involved to keep his name under wraps. The timing? Right before the scandal broke wide open, many online are beginning to connect the dots. Fans are questioning whether Shaq actually played a role in exposing Shannon and whether money exchanged hands to push this story into the spotlight. The chatter only intensified when people recalled that Shaq himself admitted to living with 4 white girlfriends, and insiders claim he maintains close ties with multiple OnlyFans models. Combine that with the tension between him and Shannon, and the story starts looking less like coincidence and more like a calculated move. What really has people talking, though, is the timing. This lawsuit surfaced just as reports were circulating about Shannon possibly signing a major $100 million deal. Industry insiders have long whispered that huge contracts like that often come with strict expectations, and stepping out of line can bring swift consequences. The perfectly timed scandal made some wonder if this was not just a case of bad luck, but a takedown by design. To be fair, Shannon did himself no favors by being reckless in his private life, which left him wide open for public scrutiny. Still, fans are asking why Shaq would go this far. Journalist Jason Whitlock and others have pointed out that the tension between Shaq and Shannon has been simmering for decades, dating back to the late 1990s. Things stayed low-key until 2024, when everything blew up over the controversial MVP race involving Nikola Jokic. It all escalated after Shaq awkwardly interviewed Jokic and told him he believed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander deserved the MVP instead. Although Jokic handled it with grace, many viewed the comment as unnecessary and disrespectful. Shannon publicly criticized Shaq for it, igniting a war of words on podcasts and social media. Shaq even released a full-blown diss track aimed at Shannon, something no one saw coming. But in the chaotic circus that was 2024, maybe we should have. After all, comedian Cat Williams did say this would be the year the industry exposes itself, and judging by how fast this mess spiraled, he might have been onto something.
Joker, as the president of the Big Man Alliance, you are the vice president of the Big Man Alliance. You know I love you, the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought the SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations. And what do you guys have to do to get back on track versus Minnesota?
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking.
No, hey, all good. I love you. I love your brothers. One thing we always gonna do is keep it real.
Many basketball fans felt Shaq crossed the line during that Jokic interview, accusing him of constantly centering himself, even if it meant overshadowing someone else's big moment. Critics said Shaq has a pattern of injecting his own opinions at the worst possible times, often making the spotlight shift from the person being celebrated to himself. That is when Shannon Sharpe stepped in and pulled no punches. On his podcast, The Nightcap, Shannon openly called out Shaq, accusing him of being bitter and unable to handle Jokic's rise to greatness. According to Shannon, Shaq's comments were not about analysis. They were rooted in envy.
Never gonna see another guy Shaq's size with his athleticism that was as dominant as him. Shaq should have 5 MVPs. He sees a guy like Nikola Jokic that's not as dominant as him and gets 3 and 4 years. But see, when you historically great, they talk about you as great basketball player, the GOAT, and Shaq is never brought up. And I think a part of him is envious of that.
When we talk about the greatest basketball players of all time as far as the GOAT conversation, Shaq's name is never brought up in that?
Yeah. It's hard for me to put somebody in the GOAT conversation with 1 MVP, regular season. It's hard, Gil. So we're going to take somebody with 1 regular season MVP and put him in front of people that got 3, that got 4, that got 5. If Shaq would have had, if he'd had my work ethic, he'd have had 40,000 points.
After hearing Shannon Sharpe's bold comments, Shaquille O'Neal did not stay silent. He clapped back on Instagram with serious heat. Posting a screenshot of Google results showing Shannon ranked 51st on the NFL's list of greatest characters, Shaq aimed straight for the jugular with a fiery caption. He accused Shannon of twisting things to chase clout, claiming his defense of Jokic was being misread as jealousy. Shaq basically said, "If you are not even top 10 in your field, you have no business speaking on mine." He took it further, throwing shade about Shannon's hustle, claiming he works less but earns more, and reminded everyone of his legendary resume: 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, and recognition on both the NBA's top 50 and top 75 lists. He even took a jab at Shannon's podcasting hustle, suggesting there are better ways to make money than stirring up drama. But the backlash was swift. Fans filled Shaq's comment section, accusing him of being overly defensive and insecure. Many sided with Shannon, saying Shaq overreacted and handled the Jokic moment poorly. One comment called him out for always dishing criticism, but being unable to take it himself, labeling him a typical insecure bully. Others expressed disappointment, saying Shaq's need to always be right is starting to feel more embarrassing than dominant. Still, Shaq was far from done. Not only did he post the rant, he dropped a diss track titled "The Big Man." In the song, he called Shannon soft and fake, and when he revealed the cover art, he tagged everyone from 50 Cent and Rick Ross to Stephen A. Smith and academics, almost daring the industry to watch him set the tone. In his caption, he reminded fans that the big podcast with Shaq was where real authority lies, signing off by saying he would be relaxing at his home in the Bahamas. Then, things got even messier. According to a leaked audio clip of Matt Barnes, Shaq might have gone as far as hiring someone to dig up dirt on Shannon, possibly connected to the legal issues Shannon's facing now. When that audio started circulating online, Shaq responded, in his signature comedic style, posting a funny skit about paying top dollar for secret information. "Damn, I got caught again," he joked, mocking the rumor mill. Meanwhile, Matt Barnes began to backpedal, claiming the clip had been altered. using AI and threatening legal action against bloggers like Tasha K who were spreading it. In a direct message, he warned that any further posting of the doctored audio would lead to lawsuits, calling those involved clowns. As for fans, opinions are deeply divided. Some believe it is far-fetched to think Shaq would jeopardize his reputation by orchestrating a smear campaign. After all, he's a seasoned public figure with decades of success. But others are not so sure. They believe it is possible, especially given Shaq's influence and connections. Some even theorize that his issue with Shannon could stem from Shannon giving controversial figures like Cat Williams a platform, possibly ruffling feathers in elite entertainment circles. So now the big question is, are fans jumping to wild conclusions, or could there be some truth behind the whispers? Did Shaq really try to sabotage Shannon, or is this just the internet doing what it does best? Speculate. Let us know what you think, and do not miss what happens next.